All right, guys. So today's video is going to be part two of the video that I made about a day ago where I talked about the drama surrounding Graham Stephan because he went on Caleb Hammer's YouTube channel and told Caleb Hammer's employee to his face. Well, he told his boss, which is Caleb Hammer, to the employee's face, the guy that was sitting across from him, that, hey, I don't think you should pay this guy because there are other people who are willing to work for free. And Graham Stephan got lit up in the comments. And obviously, I made a video about that. I wanted to make another video because there's some new things that have been brought to my attention that I did not know. And I also have some extra thoughts that I wasn't able to share in the last video. So let's just go ahead and talk about it, okay? Number one, Caleb Hammer. I don't know if you're ever going to see this video. You might not. The bottom line is, I'm going to say this anyway. Graham Stephan is riding your coattails, okay? I've been in YouTube for, wow, it's been 3 years. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now. I know I'm a small channel, but I've talked behind the scenes to some of the biggest guys in YouTube. You know, I've been affiliated a little bit with some of these bigger names. I've had conversations. I've been around the block enough to kind of see how these things go. Like, I've seen it happen so many times. What happens is these gigantic creators, and this is how the YouTube game works. These gigantic creators who channels may be falling off a little bit, what they do is, in order to remain relevant, they will latch on to whoever the new hottest thing up and coming in their spaces. They do it all the time. And so in my personal opinion, Caleb, do I think Graham Stephan really cares about you and what you're doing? No, I really don't. I think Graham Stephan is kind of using you. I think he's riding your coattails to make himself relevant and hopefully bring more tracks into his channel. Why do I think that? Well, during the pandemic, when Meet Kevin's channel first started blowing up, and at one point, Meet Kevin was getting like 300,000, 400,000 views per video. He was getting an insane amount of views. He was getting way more views than Graham Stephan at one time. And so what did Graham do? Well, Graham started to do more collabs with Meet Kevin. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, Graham was doing collabs with Meet Kevin before he blew up. You're right. But Graham is smart. Graham knows YouTube very well. Graham could see that Meet Kevin was going to eventually become the new rising star. Graham could see it. So Graham hopped on the gravy train before Meet Kevin really got big. Once Meet Kevin got big during the pandemic and Meet Kevin was getting way more views than Graham, all of a sudden, Graham's doing collabs with Meet Kevin. All of a sudden, Graham launched this podcast called Millennial Money, where he's got all the big upcoming stars on YouTube. He's got Andre Jick, who was an up-and-coming star at that time. He grew to 2 million subscribers and was getting more views than Graham at one time. He got Jeremy LaFave, who also was a rising star on YouTube, was getting a lot of views, and then he got Meet Kevin. What happened when the bear market hit and crypto basically got outed as a scam, because they were talking about crypto a lot on that Millennial Money show. And then Meet Kevin's views have gone down tremendously because, you know, the market isn't in this crazy bubble anymore. And same thing with Andre Jig, and he doesn't even talk about Bitcoin anymore. What happened? All of a sudden, Graham Stephan doesn't do collabs with them. I don't even think Graham Stephan talks to them anymore. I mean, last time I checked with Meet Kevin, they weren't even like cool or friends. Like, they had some sort of issue, you know? So the bottom line is Graham Stephan is that type of guy, Caleb. He is riding your coattails. And the bottom line, what I really want to say, Caleb, is I think you should stop having Graham on your show. I know typically I'm looked at as the villain because I'm the one that goes after the big YouTubers, and I'm fine with taking that on. If that's what people want to call me, fine. I don't care. I'm still going to speak the truth. Caleb, I really enjoy your channel. I watch just about every video. I really like the financial audits. They provide a lot of value to me. They give me a lot of insight into some people's different financial situations. And there have been people you've had on there that have very similar financial situation that I had a few years ago, you know, back when I was like 22 or 23 and my finances weren't all that great. So I really like your show. Caleb, please do not taint your show. Do not ruin your show by having clowns like Graham on. Graham Stephan is not good for your show, in case you haven't already figured that out, okay? That's number one. Number two, you have these other two guys that you bring on your show that I really like a lot, that are really good at this, way better at it than Graham. Their names are The Money Guy Show, which I've talked about on my channel plenty of times. I love The Money Guy Show. They are great. They are one of the best finance YouTubers out there. I think you should have more of them on your show and less of Graham. I understand the power dynamics. I get it. Graham is not the hottest, but Graham is the biggest YouTuber with like 5 million subscribers or 4 million, whatever he has. He's a big name. Everybody knows him. Both of you are able to benefit each other. But I'm just going to be honest with you, Caleb. You don't need Graham. you are huge. And honestly, the way your trajectory is going, you're going to eventually pass Graham. I don't know if you'll pass him in subscribers, but in terms of like consistent views and like how much money you're making, you are eventually going to pass Graham, okay? You do not need Graham Stephan. Graham Stephan needs you. You need to understand that, Caleb. That is what these guys do. A lot of people on YouTube are not your friend. They are not, okay? Okay, I think I've blabbered about that enough. Okay, bottom line, Caleb, stop having grandma. Okay, great. Now let's go to the next thing. So somebody pointed this video to my attention. So I guess Jack Selby actually worked with Graham for free, and he actually talked about it in an episode that he did with Caleb Hammer. And so I'm going to go ahead and play that, and I'm going to give my reaction to that because I think that's absolutely insane that you had Jack Selby working for free. We'll talk about it in a minute. Here we go.
Work was paying me I was getting $50 every week and my gas expense to drive to LA and back was $50
From
every
where?
week. From Ventura. That's where I grew up. It's a city about an hour north of LA. Yeah. So I was basically losing money when I initially started doing Graham work. That's what I refer to it as. And then I started getting paid more because I started editing and stuff like that. And like my first year of doing mostly full-time Graham work, I think he paid me about $10,000. So that is no, it's like it.
Now you notice Caleb Hammer is saying what we're all thinking. Caleb looked up at the camera and said, Graham, like, I agree. Let's remember, guys, let's think about this. Graham is one of the I want you guys to understand, not only is Graham one of the biggest YouTubers on the YouTube platform, Graham Stephan is one of the highest earning YouTubers on the YouTube platform. Why? Well, Graham's not a gaming channel. He's a finance channel. So you're getting paid a lot more from ad rates, which, yes, folks, one of the highest niches in YouTube is the finance niche. If you are doing finance, you're making a lot more from ad revenue than average people who are doing gaming or prank videos or whatever. So Graham's making a crap ton of money from that. Graham's making a crap ton of money from sponsorships. The finance sponsorships are going to pay you a lot more than freaking, I don't know, Manscaped or that gaming sponsorship that everybody does or whatever, you know? So that's the bottom line. So the fact that you were one of the highest earning YouTubers on the platform and you did not pay Jack Selby for his work, and then not only did you not pay Jack Selby for his work, when Jack Selby went full time, you paid him $10,000. Or whatever. What did he say? You paid him like you paid him a ridiculous amount. What was it? He said 50 a week. Let's see. I think it was 10,000. But either way, it's insane. Like, I can't believe it. Hold on. Let me go back just a little bit. Okay.
$10,000.
Okay, yeah, I was right. So he only paid Jack $10,000 a year. I mean, it's terrible. There's no way to defend that. Okay. I know some of you guys, you're going to do whatever you can to defend Graham because you love him. You like his channel. You like his voice, whatever. I don't care. There's no way to defend that. You are one of the only possible way, which I still don't think is a way to defend, but the only possible thing I can see is, well, we don't make enough money as a business. But the thing is, you do make enough money as a business. Graham is just extremely cheap. And so now let me show you what happens when you hire a 22, 21-year-old, because I guess in this video, Jack Selby was 24 years old. Okay, fine. So when Graham hired him, I think Graham hired him a few years ago. So let's just say he's 21, 22, right? That falls right within the age range that I told you guys that most people would even do something like this. You'd have to be 18 to 22. You're like this young kid, probably still living with your parents, probably don't have very many responsibilities. But even though you're that young, I still don't think that you should be working for free. And the other part to this too is this has actually hurt Graham. And I'm going to explain to you why him hiring Jack Selby has hurt Graham. Now, I'm not saying that Jack Selby isn't talented. He's not a decent guy. He's not cool. I'm not saying that. He probably is talented. He probably is cool. You know, he probably does good work, whatever. But would Graham have been much better off hiring somebody who had a lot more experience, like maybe somebody who worked for Logan Paul's team or maybe somebody who worked for Mr. Beast? I think so, and I'm going to tell you why. Since Jack Selby started working with Graham, Graham's channel has declined. It has not increased or gotten better. It has declined, and if you don't believe me, we'll go to Graham Stephan's channel now, and I'm just being honest with you. You know, you look at people like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is still growing, right? You look at people like Logan Paul. Logan Paul's channel is still doing great. Let's go ahead and look. Let's just look at the views. So at one point, Graham was getting like I don't know, like 500,000 views to 1 million views per video. Now, you know, he's getting 200K. You know, there's some 400K. There's a lot of 300K. You know, okay, he had some videos that got 700K. That's good. That's cute. Remember, this guy has 4.6 million subscribers. And I don't know if you guys remember this. I couldn't find the clip, but Graham did an interview with Mr. Beast. Like, Graham literally like did an interview with Mr. Beast on this Iced Coffee Hour podcast. And Graham literally told Mr. Beast, I feel like I'm stuck. Like, he literally told Mr. Beast that. He said, I'm in a period where I kind of feel like I'm stuck. I feel like the channel's like kind of plateaued. It's not really growing. It's not really doing anything. It's just, I'm just making the same type of content and it hasn't really gotten any better. And I would actually agree with that, which is another downside to hiring a young 18 to 20-year-old and not paying them any money. You know, that also hurts your business because you're hiring this guy and then you bring him on full time. And again, that's great. Good for you. But nothing in your channel has really changed. Stephan's channel is no different than it was back in like 2018, 2019. That's just the God honest truth. And that's why your channel has stagnated. That's why your channel's stagnant. Had you went to Mr. Beast and said, hey, you know, you got anybody that you can send my way? I'll pay them. You know, you got anybody looking for extra work? I guarantee you Stephan would be, number one, his videos will be better. Because if you hire somebody from Mr. Beast's team, yes, you're going to have to pay them, but they'll give you newer, fresher, better ideas and better ways to do YouTube in a way where you can still keep your channel the way you want it. You're still educating people, but you're also bringing in more viewers, newer viewers, and you're making in more money. So my overall point is, when you do that and you go the cheap way, it doesn't always help you from a business perspective. And in my opinion, him getting Jack Selby and not really paying him didn't really help, in my opinion. You were better off finding somebody else who, you know, had a little bit more experience, you know, if that's what you want, you know, your company to do. If you want your company to do better. I mean, look at this. This is the last 1 million video he had. That was 7 months ago. Over the last 6 months, he hasn't had not one video that got 1 million views. It was literally only this one. That was it. And then you look at the rest of his videos, you know, the views have just really declined. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I could go back and back and back. Obviously, he's got a video right here with Mr. Beast. But yeah, that's all. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and give more of my thoughts regarding this Stephan situation. And then I'm hearing other rumors too. You know, people are telling me that apparently he makes his wife or girlfriend, I think they're engaged or married now, I don't know, but I think her name is Macy. Apparently he like makes her pay rent, which is absolutely insane. And this guy does other crazy things like, I forgot something about like coffee. Like he makes his own coffee because he's so cheap, which, dude, you're a freaking millionaire. Like you're fine. Like you can go and have a $5 coffee from Starbucks. You don't have to make your own coffee. Like it's not that serious, man. But yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.